ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joseph Novichkov, Senior Trading Manager with GDM. Today, session outlook. We're going to be talking again mostly about the euro and, of course, versus its major peers. Now, looking at the euro, they actually surged again against the dollar, as we can see, still aiming for the 1.09 area. And this is on a relief over the Emmanuel Macron's victory against the anti-euro nationalist Marine Le Pen. And this, of course, is the first round of France presidential elections, which the next one is on May 7th. That's the final second round. And we can see that yesterday the euro actually dipped from its session highs, and that was mostly on profit-taking rather than disappointing or, let's say, doubts over the Macron's victory over Le Pen in the second round. And, of course, we're looking at the same time that polls are showing Macron defeating Le Pen by as much as 30 percentage points in 2 weeks' time, surging, of course, suggesting that traders are getting back into the euro play. Now, let's have a look at the chart here, how the markets are pricing in. Of course, we're also looking at some fundamentals today, which we're going to be talking about it later on. Right now, we're looking at the euro. We can see that the currency pair could, of course, break above this area here, which is the 1.09 area, from where, of course, we're looking for further upside towards the key 1.1. And of course, should that materialize, we can be safe to say that markets are getting back into the euro era of strength, of confidence. That's not really the same case with the British pound, and of course ahead of the public sector's net borrowing costs. This is of course coming out in about an hour time from now, looking at a steady sideways direction, but mostly the market is pressing the British pound down versus the dollar. But right now, nothing to do there. There's 1.28 versus the dollar. Also hovering around the 50 exponential moving average. Nothing to be interesting right now in the British pound against the dollar. Of course, that's not the case with the yen. The dollar against the yen. We're looking at the same case as the euro. The key 110.50 yen against the dollar. We're looking at another upside towards the 111 and of course 111.50, should of course that particular level is broken. Now the other interesting thing to watch today is gold, of course, as it is pretty stable for what is happening around the world, especially with the Federal Reserve calling for interest rates for high rates throughout the year. Looking at the President Donald Trump in the situation between North Korea and US, and of course in Syria. So right now there are a lot of fundamentals that are supporting the yellow metal, but of course it's a lot of weakness below the 1262 or 61 area, which of course is standing somewhere around here. And of course, if we see that one broken, we can start a bearish scenario could be confirmed at towards 1255. Right now, we're mostly to the sidelines, but of course, that's not the case with crude oil. We can see that it's also aiming for a further downside. The $49 a barrel support is safe so far, but of course, the trend, short period downward trend, is still valid towards 48.50 and 48 as objectives. Of course, today is in the later into the session, we're looking at the American Petroleum Institute's weekly bulletin on crude stocks. Also out of the US, we're looking at the house price index, the new home sales as well. And of course, Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, which is with a low volatility, but of course, everything else is with moderate to high volatility to be expected. This is, of course, some inflationary data today, ladies and gentlemen, ahead of the preliminary GDP data. And of course, there is a lot more to come later to the week, but of course, I'm going to keep you updated every time. So I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. please like or subscribe. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.